everybody. I am Wendy Verway. I'm your money mentor. And I am here today with Mr. Alf Markuson, who I am calling the master of masterminds.
Oh boy.
Lots to live up to. So Alf is a lifelong entrepreneur and marketing professional for over 35 years?
Something like that.
Yeah, amazing. So Alf has not one, but two marketing degrees, one from his home country of Norway, where he's joining us from now, and the other one from San Francisco State University. So Alf has put his skills to use, starting several successful companies in event planning and also in the e-commerce space, which is very cool. And I know lots of people have lots of questions about those types of businesses. But Alf's dream right now is to help as many people as possible collaborate and work smarter, not harder, by using mastermind groups to grow both personally and professionally. So welcome, Alf. So glad to chat with you today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Wendy. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me about masterminds. What are they exactly?
Yeah, so I'm surprised how many people actually don't know the word mastermind, but I've been around it for 25 years. For me, it's a given, but it's like use another word, support group or advisory board or think tank. So it's a group that you tap into and work together in a collaboration to grow faster, move faster, and become much bigger than you are. Because like Napoleon Hill says in his book, Think and Grow Rich, you put two minds together, it develops a third invisible intelligence that you cannot reach alone. And then you can, I mean, I'm sure many of you can imagine if you're having a conversation with somebody and it's like you start going off on ideas that you thought, oh my God, I get all these great ideas. And that's what happens in a mastermind. So that's really the beautiful thing. And I make another example too. I say to people, so if let's say if you have one horse can pull 8,000 pounds, how many can two horses pull? And they say, oh, 16,000. I said, no. Two horses can pull about 35,000 pounds together, because now you develop a team. And like I say, 1 + 1 is not 2, it's 11.
Okay.
That's how powerful I really feel a mastermind is. So my goal and my mission is to help as many people to utilize this system to propel themselves much faster and with much more success at whatever passion they have.
Absolutely. So I feel like in my own world, I mean, I've got groups of friends that, are doing different things and stuff like that, but masterminds are a little more formal than, just going out for drinks with your friends and, sort of not airing the dirty laundry, but just chatting about problems, right? Like a mastermind is really solution-based and looking at a specific topic. Is that right?
Yes. It doesn't have to be a specific topic. I'm in 2 masterminds right now. One has been since 2004, and we're all doing different businesses. We're all entrepreneurs, but it's not one topic. Whereas in 2012, my wife and I started selling on, or wanted to sell on Amazon. And the story goes like this. We were going to meet with 2,000 other people down in Austin, Texas. And I said to my wife, before we go down there, our number one goal is going to build a mastermind group. And so we went down with that intention. And I said to my wife, you sit over there, I sit over here. We never sat together at all during the conference. And we just took names and numbers, finding who do we think are smart, who's motivated, who seems like a nice person, who likes to help. And within 3 days, we built a mastermind group because we picked 4 or 5 people and we said, meet us at the right of the stage on day 3. And to this very day, since 2012, every week we meet for 1.5 hours and we talk about doing business on Amazon. And we are topic focused. So we were all Amazon focused, and we wouldn't be where we are today with our success inside Amazon if it wasn't for that group. So we're very tight, and we help each other with a lot of things and brainstorm and all that stuff. And we're from all over the world. So that's the beautiful thing. So that's what I really like about masterminds. It doesn't have to be somebody you need to meet physically. You can be anywhere. So let's say you want to start a mastermind around an online idea you have. So why not get somebody in from China that you may need to source products from? Somebody from the US that might be very good with marketing, or somebody from Scandinavia or Canada or France or Germany. The world is the oyster, right? So that's kind of what I advocate. And I also advocate small groups. Mastermind can be big, but in my world of having more success is from 2 to 6 people max. That's kind of the way I look at it. Yeah.
And why? Do you just feel like it gets a little out of control, or people taking more
More,
than you when there's a bigger group?
yeah, I think you have a much tighter group and everybody is given equal amount of time. So because we actually, you can run it in many different ways. And the way we do it, we get 15 minutes each. And there's a timekeeper, and I'm it's usually me, and I say, okay, 2 minutes left, and boom, they're done.
You're excellent
And
at that, by the way.
yeah,
From the
thank you.
mastermind that I met you in.
Yeah. And sometimes one person may have a bigger issue, and some people may give away their time. Like that happened to me yesterday, actually, because I really wanted to learn what one guy had to teach, and several people needed it. Said, hey, you take my 15 minutes. So we learned a lot about YouTube and marketing on that yesterday from one guy that had studied some stuff. So that's how we propel each other. So one person goes to a course, they come and debrief us. Or if you've written a book, or not written, if you read a book, you debrief us on what's the big takeaway points. So we can go boom, boom, much faster.
Yeah, versus sitting alone and reading all of the books and trying to distill
right.
all of the things. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, so it's a lot about giving more than you receive. And that's kind of the concept. And then obviously you receive.
Absolutely. So, and then in your masterminds, do you have people, or do you look for people that are sort of at varying degrees of success or in their evolution with their business, for example? So in my example, so I've got my money meetup. The next one's going to be on Friday, Friday at 10 a.m. And that one, so it's more of a meetup, a chat, a place for people to ask questions about financial independence, how to earn more, how to spend less, what to do with your money, how to invest, all of those sorts of things. But I find I've got people that are brand new to the world of financial independence, have never heard of it, don't have any idea where to start, don't think it's accessible to them, all the way to people that have been retired for years and just want to share their tips and tricks and get some new ideas. So I find, and in other groups that I've been a part of, it's always been great because there's been that whole spectrum. It's not just, everybody's starting at the same level and progressing at the same time. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's a great question. And when I built many mastermind groups since early 2000s, and who you pick in your mastermind group, you got to be really particular about. You want to learn as much as you can about them. And in my course, I talk about that because look at this one group. Jeff, a friend of mine, and we were going to a joint venture conference with Jay Abraham down in Los Angeles. This is back in 2004. And him and I just met in a business setting. And so number one, I say you don't pick a friend that's a close personal friend of yours. Pick a friend that you kind of meet in a business setting that you admire. Because otherwise, I think sometimes close friends, it's not true for all relationships, but they're not going to be as straightforward with you and give you true feedback sometimes. And so Jeff and I started talking. We saw this one guy in our conference with Jay Abraham down there. I said, man, this guy would be great to have in our group. And I said, but this guy's way past us. He's like, see the question he's asking? He's like, Jeff said to me, oh, dude, you got the experience in this. You got contacts over here. I got this, I got that. He doesn't have this. There's a chance of him having what we have. It's impossible. So everyone has some level of experience that they can contribute with. So never put yourself down. Like I kind of was afraid or intimidated with him. So, so what's the beautiful part is that we approached him. He ended up saying hi. Now we're 3 people that has a resume together as a group. So now we pitch to the 4th person together. That's going to level up even more because now we have him as part of our collateral to sort of think, not collateral or inventory, right? Yeah. So, but it's very important. So you want to pick people that are not dominating. They are easy to get around. They're willing to help. They go out of their way, and that's how you build a group. And so think long term. So I look at it almost like for life. Yeah. 2004 to now. So that's a lot of years. Absolutely. That's like 18 years.
And you want to pick people as well that are going to be more collaborative than competitive.
Absolutely. And you don't want to have people that compete with each other in the group. Now, you could say to me, Alf, you're selling on Amazon. You had built a group on Amazon. You're all competing with each other. But guess what? Many people are not going to believe what I'm going to say now. None of us know what we sell. None of us in the Amazon group know the other person's product. Why? because we don't want to know if we compete. And if we knew we competed, we wouldn't share our biggest secrets, our best marketing techniques. Now we freely share those. And we don't know, to this day, we do not know what the other people are selling.
Yeah, that's fascinating, actually.
Yeah,
Most groups you get into, you've got to, introduce yourself and
Yeah.
really sort of be a bit vulnerable and talking about all of those things. But I suppose if the point of the group is to learn how to grow and expand your Amazon business, doesn't really matter what your product is, does it?
Right. It doesn't. Yeah.
So there are many different types of groups, right? Like you could have, just a coffee chat where it's a casual thing and people get together on hopefully a semi-regular basis. But there are also like paid mastermind groups where people pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to be part of some of these things. So I always hear the statement, your network is your net worth.
Correct.
Right. So do you recommend that people pay to join masterminds, to create their own? What's sort of the best?
It's a great question. I've never paid for any of my masterminds, and I prefer building my own mastermind. So think about it. You have your own business. What if you could pick the people you wanted to be in your group? And as the group grows, now you're one other person picking the group. So you but as you start out, let's say for the way I build my courses is that I take it from your perspective. Okay, now you start, so you can lay the foundation. You could say, here's the ground rules that I really would like to have, and here's how I would like it to be. We meet online. But obviously, the other people you bring in, they need to fit that mold, and they need to be in agreement. Or you can, obviously, I need to adjust to them with certain things too. But I like the fact that I can build my own mastermind group and push it in the direction that I kind of want to go with it. And that's kind of what I've been doing. It's like, okay, Amazon is my focus here, and here's my entrepreneurial thing. So it's there's two groups that I have now. They're all built and I never paid for anything. And that's the beauty of building your own mastermind.
Yeah.
And many people think that, I'm in a group. You mentioned like a coffee get together. That's not a mastermind. Or even if you meet once a month, one of the biggest mistakes you do when you start a mastermind is not have enough momentum. So people that starts with a mastermind once a month or even twice a month, they're very big chance of failing. So ours are once a week because it's fresh in mind what we're doing. I can remember what other people were looking for or struggling with, and I go, I'm going to keep my radars up for them. I'm going to look for them. What is it that they need? And during the week, I'm writing down questions that I will have for my group coming up. I say, oh my God, do you have any task? And so I always write it down so I don't forget it. And I take copious notes, and we record every meeting so we can go back. And obviously confidentiality is number one. Somebody spills their beans there or do something outside, you're out. Yeah.
Interesting. So in that way, it's more of a collaboration than, say, like a group coaching kind of program, right? So a group coaching would be there's sort of one facilitator teaching a thing, and then everybody sort of takes it away and comes back. Whereas a mastermind is really all hands on deck. Everybody's helping everybody else. Exactly.
And we accessing that other third invisible intelligence that's even more powerful than just two people getting together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, so tell us about your course. So you've got a course where you teach how to build masterminds.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a life mission. I look at it. It's so sad that people don't take advantage of this big, I guess, what do you call it? Opportunity you can really, I wish I knew about this when I was younger too. You can use it for sports. You could use it for anything, even if you have a sickness or something you really dream of. I mean, it doesn't have to be only business. So my course is built to take a beginner through all the steps, what they need to do. You heard me talk about how to select the members, the importance of that, how often to meet, how to run the meetings, how we document things, and how we invite new people in. Sometimes a member gets switched out too, or they switch focus, so they go out. And then we, as a group, we collect and bring in a new person. So that's those are some of the things that are very important. So I go through all these things that I've learned over 25 plus years that you want to watch out for and stop early on, otherwise the groups will break. And that's happened to me several times, and I've learned some very valuable lessons from that. So you want to make sure there's no chit chat and stabbing behind or talking behind someone's back and stuff like that. You don't want that in your group.
And I feel like a lot of that is sort of tempered or cut off when you're choosing the right people to be part of your group.
Exactly. But you don't know them that well yet, but you use your best judgment as you can going in, right? So yeah, so no, but it's I'm so blessed to be in a mastermind group, and we go beyond just helping each other. I mean, one of our members, his sister was struggling with finding a new job, and a few of us in the group say, hey, here's how we can help your sister. So I mean, we get very, very tight, and we talk about health, we talk about relationship. It's not only about business.
Yeah.
So we know a lot about each other.
Absolutely.
And like Jim Rohn says, you are the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself the most with.
Yeah, no, that's
So,
true.
so you got to surround yourself with smart people and smarter people. And we keep on reading books. We always grow, reading books, taking courses, going to webinars, seminars, and we share and enrich the group all the time. That's exactly what happened yesterday when I gave 15 minutes away to my friend. I said, hey, talk more about that. I'd love to hear about what you did with the YouTube marketing. And so we all kind of got enriched by this guy.
Absolutely. Well, and that's one of the things that people talk about, again, with the whole, you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most, but also you never really want to be the smartest person in the room.
That's right.
There's always something to learn. Always.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So what are kind of some key takeaways? So we've talked about choosing the right members, keeping it small, keeping it tight, having a regular schedule, all of those kinds of things to keep the momentum going. How can people find you and work with you and find out about your course?
Yeah, and they can go to ahamastery.com, so AHA mastery.com, and they find me on YouTube and Facebook as well. And they can email me at alfmarkussen@gmail.com, simple as that. And if you have any questions, if you just want to explore, test something, you don't need to go buy my course. I'm happy to help you anyway and give you as much as I can. And I'm constantly coming out with new courses. These are courses based on my own experience. I'm building another course now called How to Hire and Manage Your Own Virtual Assistant. I'm not pitching that now, but that's coming eventually. And that's another thing I also learned being in mastermind groups, how other people worked with teams, because you can't sit there and do everything yourself. So the mastermind has been a lifesaver for me, and I will always be in a mastermind. I'll give you a simple example. Like, for instance, people think mastermind business, right? But let's say if you have a child in a kindergarten and that kindergarten can't afford educational tools to make your child learn as they are 2, 3, 4 years old. Why don't gather together with 2 or 3 or 4 of the other parents, form a group, start raising money for that kindergarten, talk to the local companies around that kindergarten, or some contacts you have, do a baking sale, lemonade sale to raise money. So that's a mastermind right there. And you solve the problem very, very quickly to better yourself and the whole environment around it. So it doesn't have to be business at all.
I've actually had the same thought, and through COVID, when we were having lockdowns and schools were closed, and kids were trying to do online, and everybody was struggling with it. I don't know about anybody else, but I was struggling with it. The idea that we all have different expertise, and wouldn't it be great if we could set up sort of a parents' online school or something to be able to take advantage of those things, right? So somebody that's really into fitness could teach gym class. Somebody, I could teach financial literacy to kids. Somebody else could do art, or whatever it happened to be, because there's so many people that have so much expertise, and we could take them out of that school environment because it wasn't operating,
and do it online,
and do it anyway, right? And do it online. But really, so my experience in that, and I'll see if it's been the same as yours, it's really just somebody just has to take the lead and start it, and then it will go like wildfire. There's always people looking for help in these kinds of areas, or that have great ideas, just don't know where to start. So being that sort of trailblazer to say, I'm doing this is a thing that we're doing, hop on board.
And that's what I've done with most of my masterminds. I've done that. I've been the trailblazer, say, come, let's do this, or what about this? And you always find the people out there. Get active in online forums, get involved with SCORE and Small Business Association meetups, or just online webinars, and see who's active, who's helping other people. That's the kind of people you want to try to attract and engage with in communication online, to see, hey, this guy's bright, or this lady's bright, let's bring her in, or ask her, what is she doing,
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
and I'll just throw out another quote, around be the change you want to see in the world. And so now we have the tools from Alf to figure out how to actually do that. So that's amazing. Yeah, I love it. Well, Alf, I'm so grateful to you. I've learned so much from you in the time that we've been working together through a mastermind
likewise.
group as well.
Likewise to you.
And again, I never would have known any of this stuff had we not met and had we not sort of joined a group to learn something together. And so I am grateful to you, my friend. And yeah, thank
and
you.
pitch your course again, because I will air this on my site as well. So why don't you tell people a little bit about you again as well, Wendy?
Yeah, so I'm a money mentor and I help empower people to take control of their finances to create lives that they love. So whether that's where you need help earning more, spending less, or investing the gap in between those two, I can help get people to where they want to be financially, to create lives that they love. I was able to retire at 41 as a single mother, and so same as you, have figured out a few things along the way, and I'm happy to help.
And you have a lot of free tools too, Wendy, right? That you give away, some calculator and stuff, right?
Yeah, I've got my true hourly wage calculator, which is completely eye-opening. It's one of those things you can't unsee once you've done it. You can get that on my website, www.wendyverway.com. I'll put all the links in the chat here. And that one is where you can see how much your job actually costs you to have it, which is fascinating. So if you think, you're doing really well, you're making $50 an hour. Once you go through my calculator, you might see that you only make about $10 an hour. So that puts a lot of things into perspective, but having that information can also really help with, you can give yourself a raise by adjusting what you're spending on, on that job. You can compare to other opportunities. If you're looking at another job opportunity somewhere else, but the commute time is really long, or, you have to figure out extra childcare things, you can sort of compare apples to apples and see what's going to be a better scenario. You can also look at side hustles and, are they actually profitable? Are they worth the time that you're putting in? So there's lots of different ways that you can use this number, but I always put a warning that you can't unsee it. So if you go down that route, you might not like the answer, but it'll help you make some decisions to make your life better. So that one is my freebie that, like I said, it's available on my website. I've also got a couple of courses and I work one-on-one with people. So to coach them and mentor them to get to where they want to be in life.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. You reminded me actually in asking you. So I have a 10-step easy step that people can also follow to start their own mastermind. So I'll make sure to link that in here as well, so people can get that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Great.
Yeah. But it's been a pleasure to be on your show, Wendy. And great speaking with you and great questions. I hope I clarified something, but if people have other questions, like I said, just fire away. I'll be happy to clarify or answer or help in any way I can.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Alf, and go enjoy your boat in Norway. And we will chat with you soon.
Okay. Thank you so much. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.